You know, if you're going to come to the Detroit River, you're going to need lots of jigs, lots and lots of jigs, in different sizes for different water depth applications. A 3/8 ounce jig is going to fish you down 10-15 feet real nice on most days. You get into 20-22 feet of water or so, you're going to probably want to bump up to a half, maybe a 5-ounce jig. You get into that, you know, that water that's in that 30-foot range, and you're going to see a lot of that here in the Detroit River, you're going to need a 3/4 jig, no question whatsoever. And if you fish any deeper, if you're getting at between 30 and 40 feet or on windy days, you're going to need a 1-ounce jig. So you have to have all of those jig sizes in order to be effective, because like today when the wind is picking up pretty quick here, I'm probably going to put a little bit heavier jig on, because in the windy conditions, it's a little easier to feel the bottom with a slightly heavier jig. So if you have all those jigs at your disposal, you're going to be very successful here on the river.
That is a nice fish right there. Look at that whole jig in his mouth. You know, this is a 3/4 ounce jig, so it's a big jig, big profile. They got no problem chomping it today. Good fishing today.
Well, we've talked about lines, we've talked about jigs, and we've talked about boat control. The other thing that you need to understand about vertical jigging is you really do need special kinds of rods for this presentation. And when I mean special, I don't mean that they have to be super expensive or anything, but what they do need to be is a little stiffer than what the average spinning rod would be. The reason for that is a stiff rod telegraphs the bite a little bit better. And also remember, here in the Detroit River, we're fishing some pretty big jigs. You're going to need a much stiffer rod to handle that. I recommend getting something that's at least a medium heavy action. And most rod companies, you're going to struggle to find jigging rods in that medium heavy action. The one I'm using right now is made by Daiwa. It's called an RG series. It's a 6-foot medium heavy, and it's just perfect for this presentation. And it's not an expensive rod. It costs about $89, which in this day and age, that's not an expensive fishing pole. So make sure your rods are stiff enough for the presentation, and it'll also help you catch a lot more fish.